What's going on, guys? So I have yet another Jerome video because Mr. Cameron Monaghan has done it again. He has quickly uploaded a photo and then deleted it. But he did not do it just once. He actually just did it once, to be honest, because he did this photo right here, uploaded it, and I actually was able to see it uploaded on his Instagram and get a snapshot. And of course, a lot of you guys told me about it, so I saw it with my own eyes. It was actually totally confirmed that he did this. And then he also uploaded this one that is actually, as of right now, still on his Instagram, because I think this is an actual, the quality of this is really good, but I think it is an actual still photo from episode 13 of season 3 of Gotham. So of course we are going to talk about both of these photos, but I also have a bunch of other photos to not give you the same typical Jerome video over and over every time you just upload the new video. There are some other photos that are, you know, flying around on the interwebs that I also want to talk about because some of them might be fake, some of them might be true. I don't know, they're possible leaked photos. So I'm going to talk about those as well and see what they could mean for season 3, if they were true or not. But let's go ahead and talk about these two photos because we know these two are real. In this photo, we have the lovely Leslie Tompkins pulling back the sheet to reveal a dead Jerome, it seems like, that has had his face cut off.
To take his face off.
When I saw the photo that he deleted right away, I was like, I guess I can make a video about this. But then I saw this photo, and I was like, oh man, they freaking just opened up the theory doors, and you can come on into the theory store. This is why it gets interesting, because in the last video, I talked about how there was a viewer theory that said that maybe somebody is going to find Jerome, and they're going to cut off his face, and they're going to use his face to actually be Jerome. I thought it was a really solid theory. My reasons why I didn't want to go 100% with it, or why I didn't like it at some points, was because why would Gotham tease him in the tube? Why would they show him at the end of season 2? And why would they just like make this whole deal when they're just gonna kill him and have somebody take his face? It's a cool, really cool thing, but how do you explain that person looking exactly like Jerome besides the face cut off scars? Probably more than likely talking like him exactly the same, laughing like him the same, being the same exact height. Like, you know, that's where it doesn't make sense. I want to see how they would do that. So that's something they would have to explain if they are just gonna use that storyline. This photo, though, actually gives us a clear idea of why Jerome has the scars. I mean, we obviously thought it's like, okay, we saw the staple photo, so he actually got his face removed, but we had no idea why. This photo shows that he more than likely died again, and he has had his face removed, and so now it's like, alright, so is somebody else dressing up as Jerome and put his face on them? This also explains all of those photos we've been seeing, like I said, with the staples and the things around his eyes, because right here, it seems like they just took the big portion of his face and not, you know, they left the eye parts, they didn't need that, they were just gonna use their own, and they just took like the main part of Jerome's face. You clearly see that he still has skin around his eyes. So I do think a lot of you guys are going with the theory that somebody maybe saw Jerome, killed him to take his face and get all of his supporters going. Like I said, it's a solid theory. There are just some questions and some holes. I'm like, how would you make that work? But I think a lot of you guys are going that way because some of you, like, you know, tweeted me or like, I think that other theory is real. It totally could be. Gotham could go with that theory and be like, yeah, it's a solid theory. We're gonna do that. And it's just gonna be somebody else that took off his face because, like that person pointed out in their theory, they were like, remember, Gotham said that Jerome was just gonna inspire the Joker. He wasn't gonna be the Joker. I go off the big belief that you never believe what studios and companies say when it comes to Hollywood, because they will change whatever they want to do to make their shows better. So since I don't 100% agree with that other theory, let me go ahead and tell you what they could do with this new photo surfacing up. Because I have one big question right now. Why would you bring back Jerome just to kill him again? Just so that they can steal his face? You could have done that some other way. You didn't need to bring back his whole body. You could have had, you know, freaking Hugo Strange just cut off his face and say that they found it in Indian Hill. You didn't need to bring back this whole thing of Jerome just being like, oh shit. And like, again, why would he inspire all these people. I get it, he's supposed to inspire the Joker, but I don't think the Joker would ever need inspiration. I mean, the Joker was created off of his own life experiences. If you've ever seen The Killing Joke, you know that he was created because of everything that, all the crazy shit that happened to him in life. It would just make sense for Jerome to be the Joker. His mom was sleeping around with everybody at the carnival. You know, his dad was crazy. He killed both his parents. Like, you could just go off of that, and he just makes a better storyline and a better origin story for Joker. Jerome just makes more sense to actually be the Joker, not have somebody come in here, steal his face just for one episode, and then we have this other person that's not named Jerome, and he's gonna go by the Joker. You know what I mean? So here is my theory, and I'm pretty sure some of you have had similar theories to this, but this is what I think is gonna happen with this photo in particular. Okay, so Jerome's gonna come back. We're gonna find that out somehow. We're gonna start learning about his cult and everything like that, because we've seen a bunch of photos of the Jerome followers and whatnot. Somebody will more than likely find Jerome, and maybe they kill him, and they do take his face. They had somebody take his face off. Maybe they had him do it before that guy got pushed out of the window, and that's just what they did. Like, oh, I wanted this guy. They killed him. Here, give me money, give me his face. It's possible that the doctor actually took off Jerome's face, saved it, and then he died, so that person wasn't able to actually get Jerome's face, so they're gonna have to find where his face is. That's a possibility, but let's not go that far. Let's just assume that somebody is trying to wear Jerome's face. Anyways, Jerome's body shows up in the GCPD, which is this photo. Lee, you know, she was a part of that whole experience with Barbara and Jerome, so she's gonna be like, oh shit, like, how is he alive? I don't know what her relationship's gonna be with Gordon. Gordon's probably gonna ask her some questions, or Bullock's gonna have to ask her some questions, because, like, we don't know how that relationship's gonna be. Gordon obviously is going to want to find who is the person that has Jerome's face, because he knows that there is this Jerome cult starting to rise up, so he needs to find this person and end this whole cult before it gets any bigger and crazier. He also probably knows from Barnes that the doctor that did this kind of face work is dead, so there's no way that he doesn't know, he's gonna have to find out somebody else that does this. Which, at that point, Gordon could go back to that guy's office, maybe find Jerome's face and be like, oh, somebody's not wearing it, Jerome's face is just here, it looks like the whole thing never happened. But like I said, let's just go ahead and assume that somebody is going to be wearing Jerome's face. And this is a 3-episode arc. If this photo comes from episode 13, it's more than likely going to happen at the start of the episode. We're going to know that Jerome's dead. Maybe we see Jerome get killed on the end of episode 12, so everybody's like, are you serious? You brought him back just to kill him? What? That could be possible. We see him dead in episode 13, and he comes back to life in episode 14. And when he comes back to life, he goes to look for the person that took his face, kills them, and takes his face back and puts the staples on himself. That would be brutal and very Joker. Just think about it. It would make perfect sense for Jerome actually just to wake up. What if he has, because it's always been like rumored and hinted that maybe the Joker's immortal. I mean, if you read all of Endgame with Scott Snyder's run in Batman, there was this theory that Joker was immortal, and you know, that he had found this fountain that he was able to do it. It wasn't the Lazarus pit, it was something else, but it was just rumored the Pale Man was immortal. So Gotham could be going with that theory. Maybe something at Indian Hill happened, and that he's able to regenerate, or he's able to actually just survive things and come back somehow. I don't know. There's a lot that could be going on there, because Gotham can change whatever the hell they want. We don't know. Jerome could have some kind of powers or something. I'm not going to go that far that he actually has powers, but for some way or some reason, he's got to become pale, unless this other person became pale. I don't really know what Gotham could be doing here if they're going to do the face removal thing. But what I think is Jerome is going to just disappear from the morgue at some point. Like, Leslie's going to come back and she's going to be like, oh, what the hell, where is he? And she's going to be asking around like, did somebody take the body? They're like, no, blah, blah, blah. And Jerome is just going to have woken up at some point, and Leslie's going to be freaking out, and then maybe they're going to go catch this other Joker guy that has stolen his face, and Jerome's going to show up and he's going to kill him, and he's going to just be like, you know what? If you're going to do something right, you might as well do it yourself. Or something like that, and that's when he'll take his face back and he'll have somebody staple it back on, and it would make sense to why he has all these scars, because he literally just had to put his face back on and staple it all the way around. That why there's going to be these scars like this, and there'll be the scars around his eyes, and then after they heal, they'll just look more like a creepier kind of Joker. And then depending on, maybe his mouth stretched out because the person tried to stretch it out, or maybe it's because that's how he died. When he died, he had that smile. So that is my theory on that. But enough about that photo. Let's go ahead and talk about this one. This is the one that he posted and he deleted immediately on his Instagram. Like I said, I got to actually see it on there, and he just deleted this one. So this is something that we've seen already. We've seen that his face gets cut off. He has these weird things around his eyes. Obviously, that is where he got it surgically removed. All of that jazz. The interesting thing I saw in this photo is the very top portion. I was like, what is that stuff right above the top left corner of this photo? I was like, that's way too big to be staples. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I think that is the hat from the carnival photo. And if you go look at the carnival photo, right here, that looks almost identical to the same type of material. And if you see in this photo of the carnival thing, we don't really get to see any of Jerome's face besides an eyebrow. So at this point, he could already have had his face cut off. This could be later in an episode. This could be episode 14. We have no idea. But I think in this photo with that hat, this Jerome or this Joker, whoever it's going to be, already has had his face cut off, and he has the scars and everything in this circus scene. If that is the case, it just makes it very much more likely that they are doing a Killing Joke style episode, because that's kind of what happens in the Killing Joke. And like I said, if these two are similar, that means that whole carnival scene, he already has the face cut off and he's becoming the Joker. Before we move on to those other photos that I was talking about earlier, I do want to ask one question or point out one thing. If this is not Jerome, how does the person's skin color change? Like, you gotta, we've seen in these photos, like this photo right here, clearly see that the skin tone has changed. It is more pale, it is more white, it is more classic Joker of that bleach kind of skin. And you can see that there is some texture in the skin, like it's flaky. Maybe that's from when they cut his face off. I don't know, there's a bunch of different things, but there's gotta be some reason, some, you know, why he is actually got this skin color. Like, is this new person, if it is somebody that stole his face, did they just go ahead and bleach their skin somehow? I'm thinking that maybe Jerome died. As he was dying, his skin changed color. He came back somehow. Bada bing, bada boom. Gets his face back. It's already all... He's ripping his face off somebody else. I'm pretty sure he's not doing it, like, you know, sterilely or whatever. And then he puts it on. And maybe that's what is going on with him. He's just had, you know, his skin has died over time or something. I don't really know. There's just a lot to do. And we still got... what? We're about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks away from this starting off and airing, but I don't know, that's some question I'm going to ask for you guys. All of these new photos are just like blowing my mind right now, because the theories are just, it's crazy. They could literally be doing anything right now. The first photo I want to talk about is this one with my boy Alfred holding a crowbar. Now, I got a lot of these photos from this Twitter handle, Gotham Hub. It's a pretty decent Twitter account if you're looking for your Gotham news. So I got these photos from there, and it showed this photo of Alfred with the crowbar, and we know that Joker is infamous for having a crowbar, because that is what he uses to kill Jason Todd, Robin, at that point in Death in the Family. So it's a very classic comic. That is where we just see that is one of Joker's weapons of choice, is a crowbar. And why the hell would Alfred be using a crowbar in this situation? Is he going to come across Jerome? Maybe he's changing a tire and that's just all he has on him. Who knows? But this would be a cool way for Jerome to go ahead and get his crowbar. And remember, there was a rumor that Jerome was going to kill a, you know, very prominent character on this show, or a, you know, a favorite character or something on this show. So he could maybe be getting this crowbar from Alfred in maybe a little scuffle they have, and he ends up killing somebody from this show. It's possible. Now, these next two photos, I want to kind of point out that I think both of them are probably fake. The first one could possibly be real, but I think it's more fake than anything. The last one, I want to say, is like 99% fake. But, you know, some people talked about these. I want to bring them up. Some of you guys sent me these. So this first one is Penguin tearing open or tearing up a Joker card, and he has it in his mouth, and he looks kind of upset. This looks kind of like a glamour photo. Like, it looks very, like, polished and clean. I just don't believe that this is something that they would do, because they haven't even named him the Joker. Why would they do a photo shoot or something with Penguin tearing open the Joker card? You know what I mean? I feel like that's something they don't... Did they even come across each other in season 2? I don't even know if they had interactions with each other. So I don't know why this would be a big thing. He's mayor, he's got to clean up the city, so I can see why it would be like a mayor versus crazy Joker thing down the line. But I just don't think this is real, because I don't think they would just, you know, say the Joker that flat out in a promotion like this. So I think this is photoshopped. You know, somebody did a really good job with it, but I don't think this is real. But if it is, or, you know, I can see why somebody did this, because they think that there's possibly going to be a future feud between Joker and Penguin, which is very possible, but I don't know if it's going to happen this season. I think it's going to be more Riddler Penguin. We got to get through all of that first before we even think about Penguin taking on the Joker. And this last photo is this one right here of somebody saying possible leaked photo of Jerome in his Joker outfit, and I just don't, it's so blurry, you can't really see anything. And like, if this was taken on a smartphone or something, like, come on, like, a lot of smartphones nowadays have way better camera quality than this. You would have had to be like, you know, with your smartphone, and you probably still would have got a better, you know, picture quality if you would have used HDR on it or whatever. I don't know. So I feel like this might be a super fake. Somebody was just in their Joker cosplay and posted it online. Somebody took it and they're like, oh, you know, they hashtagged Gotham or something, and everybody's like, oh my god, and they think that this is real. I don't think it's real. It kind of, I can see why people might think it's real, kind of sort of similar to the hair a little bit, and like the mouth, but I think the mouth is way too wide on this photo. There are more, you can tell this person was kind of going with the Heath Ledger thing. The eyes are really dark. Now, I will point out that this new Joker that Gotham is doing could easily do the black paint around the eyes because he has those scars. Maybe he wants to cover up those scars so nobody sees it. So he goes with the black paint, and he goes with, you know, the red lipstick on the mouth and stuff like that. So it's very possible. So I can see why people almost believe this one. I just think it's like 99% chance that this is fake. But hey, you always gotta leave 1% in there for the possibility. But I'm not believing this photo. I think it is somebody that just was in a Joker cosplay. And was like, hey man, take this blurry photo and we'll try to troll some people. So I wouldn't believe this photo. You can if you want to. But I don't think there is a photo out there right now of Joker in his costume. I think that's one thing that they are trying to keep under wraps. Anyways, guys, those are all the photos that I have come across lately, and I just wanted to bring them to your attention because I know some of you guys were, you know, sharing them and whatnot. But the biggest one is the one with his cut off face. Is Jerome dead? Like, my biggest question is, why would you bring him back only to kill him? You know what I mean? Like, you could have done some other stuff and just had his face taken off. Maybe Hugo Strange was keeping him for something. I don't know. Maybe Clayface is freaking Jerome. I don't really know. I doubt they're gonna do that. That would be kind of cool, but I don't think so. I do believe that it's gonna be, Jerome is just gonna wake up somehow and Leslie's gonna be like, where's the body or something like that, and then he's gonna show up. Just imagine how scary that would be, showing up to a warehouse with no face on, and then he beats the shit out of this person, maybe with that crowbar from Alfred, beats the shit out of somebody and takes his face back, and then he just staples it on himself, or maybe he has somebody, one of his viewers, or, you know, maybe one of his cult people is a doctor, and they're like, I'll do it for you, and they put his face back on, and then now he's just all like, well, look at me. And then, you know, we go from there. I think that would be kind of cool, because it would show how crazy the Joker is, and how maybe he's immortal or something like that, because he's come back to life twice. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's really anybody's ball game right now when it comes to these theories. I have not seen any one solid piece that makes me think like, holy shit, this is exactly what they're gonna do, like I have with some of my older theories. So this Jerome one it's good. It's good that they're keeping us guessing with all of this randomness. So we're just gonna have to wait and see, guys. January 16th is right around the corner, the day after my birthday, so that's gonna be a good little birthday present for moi. Anyways, guys, I wanna know what you think about all these photos in the comment sections down below. Guys and gals, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with all your Gotham buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I'm your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bye!